Hey, no anthem, right?
We don't have to. We played it earlier today.
Oh, yeah, I think if you guys don't want to, yeah, then just skip it.
Congrats, Coach. And we welcome you to the Plymouth Ice Center here in Plymouth, Minnesota, as we get ready for our second game of the day in the Tradition at the PIC Tournament. It's Wayzata, the hosts, and St. Michael-Albertville here this afternoon. Get you caught up on some of the action that has happened here today. Cretin-Derham Hall with a big win over Blaine, 8-4. They scored 4 goals in the third period to propel them to the victory. And then, of course, St. Michael-Albertville, they lost yesterday to Blake 3-0, so they have yet to score a goal in this tournament. And Wayzata had a nice win over Hill Murray 4-3, and that was a fun one in overtime, and Ben Lutke scored the game winner. So Wayzata looking for more of the same here today, and that was a great game last night. We had a packed house here, and one of the great games of the year so far. But Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville here this afternoon as we're underway. Knights trying to move it out of the zone, but it's flipped back in by Wayzata as St. Michael-Albertville moves out of the zone. Leyland into the zone, trying to make a move, but it's taken back the other way by the Trojans, as here's Jack Kimlinger, who scored a goal yesterday for Wayzata. Now Kimlinger back behind the goal, feeds it off into the corner there for Jack Siemens. And up through center now, Wayzata will regroup. Nice move into the zone here by Adam Fleming. Slowing it down, Fleming drops it, nice shot, and the rebound will go to the corner. That was a good opportunity there for Connor Coet of St. Michael-Albertville. Just want to go back down the length of the ice, but it will not be an icing, so we'll keep playing here. Back down low into the corner as well. And both teams continue to whack away now. Up to the point. This one will be swung over by Carson Peters, and now taken a hold of by the Knights as they move out through center. Nice feed up ahead, and they're offsides. That was a little bit too early there on the entry from Zach Miller. So offsides, and we'll get the face-off just outside the Wayzata zone. Played about a minute and a half here. Pass over, connecting with Connor Coet here for St. Michael-Albertville. And up ahead, here come the Knights into the zone. Wayzata quickly reverses it back the other way as they throw it into the corner. Good hustle here from Lewis around the outside. Lewis moves it to the point and swings it across. Here's the shot there, that was blocked. Good job by the Knights stepping in front of the shooting lane. And now fired to the corner by Nick Lemaire as the Trojans will regroup. Tape to tape, just missed the mark as it was the speedy Joey Robinson for it for St. Michael-Albertville. Back out into the neutral zone, delayed offsides. Will be gathered in by Dylan Lewis here, back behind the Wayzata goal. Lewis on the outlet pass. We'll just send it off the glass here as it'll be played right near the official. Now taken in as the shot on goal was turned aside. Nice job there. And another shot missed the mark off the stick of Will Anderson. Kept in at the line and thrown to the corner here where it's played by Reese Gardner. Starting goalies for today, Garrett Bonello in net for Wayzata. He got the start last night. And for St. Michael-Albertville, they're going with Owen Olhoff. They went with Aaron Locke in yesterday's 3-0 loss to Blake. Across the line, Leyland trying to cut inside. Leaves it. Here's the wrister. Save there. Rebound in the glove. Concealed there by the Wayzata goaltender, Garrett Bonello. Off the draw now. St. Michael-Albertville wins it. Quick snapshot was blocked. That was a nice job stepping in front of that lane and put out of there by the Trojans. This will be an icing back down at the other end. So 3 shots on goal for the visiting St. Michael-Albertville Knights, and nothing so far for Wayzata in terms of shots on goal. This is game number 2 of the day. And if you look at some of the top ones here from yesterday's results and from what we have so far today as well. So we'll roll that here on our score ticker here very shortly. As the Trojans move it out of the zone, here they come up the ice. Leyland throwing it towards the center dot, and now dumped into the zone, cut off by Olhoff, and it will be played out of the zone. Leyland across center, trying to connect there with Adam Fleming. Back behind the Wayzata goal as it's Wag to find it for the Trojans. Long pass missed the mark. No icing as Olhoff will swing it around back up to the point. Nearly gave it away as it will go back behind the St.Michael-Albertville net. Beckstrom behind the net. So connect on the outlet pass. Rolls off the tape there of Johnson and scooped up by Wayzata. 12:30 to go in the first period. No score between Wayzata and St.Michael-Albertville. Here's a shot near the net, turned aside, and a rebound will come out of the zone here as Wayzata will regroup. First shot on goal there of the game for the Trojans. This will be an icing against them back the other way. So getting you caught up on last night's game for Wayzata, a 4-3 win in overtime against Hill Murray. It was Ben Lutke that had the game winner with 1:33 to go in overtime. That was a power play goal as well. A too many men penalty for Hill Murray that proved to be costly. So the Trojans ended up winning that game, and they have been red hot lately. One of the best teams really in all of the state right now. And their last loss was way back on November 29th. So they are unbeaten in the month of December and trying to keep it going here today against St.Michael-Albertville. Here come the Trojans into the zone again as it's played now in the corner. Wayzata has rattled off an unbeaten streak here of 7 games. They did tie Benilde St. Margaret's 1-1 on the 19th, but no losses since the 29th of December. So trying to keep it rolling here this afternoon. St. Michael trying to get back in the win column. They've lost a few in a row now. Trojans with the outlet pass. Nice one up ahead. Here's Peters. Shot on goal. Scooped up out of midair by the glove for the whistle. 11:13 to go in the first period of play. Looking at the St. Michael-Albertville Knights, they lost to Blake yesterday 3-0, so they are now winless in 3 straight. And they will continue tomorrow against Hill Murray. That'll be a tough one for the Knights, but they did tie Moorhead 2-2, and they lost to Minnetonka 8-5, and then of course the loss to Blake yesterday. So that's the last 3 games, but a tough one coming up tomorrow. They have a difficult schedule. Blake, Wayzata, and Hill Murray, those are some of the best in the tournament. So, oh, bad bounce in front. Those boards we saw earlier in the first game between Cretin-Derham Hall and Blaine, so that will be a problem for the team that's defending on that side. St. Michael-Albertville defending twice on that left goal, and it's going to be a problem. Got to be careful of those boards over there behind the boards right in front of that Blue Cross Blue Shield dasher board. So now into the corner as it goes back up to the point. Swung over. And here's a wrister and a pad save there from the goaltender. That one coming off the stick of Wayzata's number 5, Kyle Mortensen, who had a good game yesterday defensively for the Trojans. Mortensen back, scoops it up into the St. Michael-Albertville zone. So they will go and regroup back behind the net as it's taken a hold of now by Kelly. Right at the line, had it for a moment, and now here come the Knights again into the zone. Nice work here from Miller, slowing it down. Zach Miller around the outside. Miller back up to the point and just lost it on the entry there, or on the exit rather, so back down to Knight territory. Now picking it up, Reese Gardner, the defenseman for the Trojans. Gardner finds it and moves it up the boards. Flung right back in off a glove, delayed offside for the Knights. So they will tag up, but Wayzata has it into the zone. Here's Peters, lost the handle, and play right up near our ice mic as Wayzata will take a hold of it again. Under 9 minutes to play in this first period. Still no score between these two teams. Right at the line now, Peters moving it back for his defenseman Willison, it looks like, or Gardner rather, for Wayzata. Banked off the boards, but not out. Peters able to get a stick on it there, at least for a moment before it's sent out of the zone. Peters trying to find a man there, but it will be turned over right at the blue line. And now Kimlinger will play it back to the zone. Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville here, game number 2 of the Tradition at the PIC Tournament. This is day number 2 and game number 2. Coming up tonight, we will have Hill Murray and Cloquet Esco Carleton at 5. And then at 7:30, we'll have Blake and Centennial. Man goes down there. Wayzata plays it into the zone as it's fired around the other way by Joe Tomzik. Now up along the line. And backhanded into the zone. 7:47 to go as will be left back behind the goal line there by Bonello. Played up the wall and now caught on the left-hand side. Drop pass here. Here is Schneider. Shoots over the top there on the wrister as it rides the rail there for a moment. Now backhand pass up at the line. That one didn't connect there with Adam Fleming. And now back through center. Here come the Trojans. Keller waiting. And Schneider just dished it off a little bit too far. Now Schneider again in the corner as he's pinned up along the wall. Leyland on the exit feed didn't work. Trojans pressing here in the offensive zone. There's an open lane and a nice glove save there from the goaltender Owen Olhoff. That was off the stick of Carson Peters, the defenseman. Back to the action now. The Knights come into the zone as they move it out of the offensive or defensive zone into the offensive zone. And here's a shot right in front for Garrett Bonello to save. Nice job. And now Wayzata will move it up. Hayden Davidson into the St. Michael-Albertville zone. Off the boards and cleared out through center. And taken a hold of. Here they come again. Big shot again held on to by Olhoff. That was Carson Peters, who's been getting a lot of pucks towards the goal area. Clock is still running here. They need to get that reset. And the clock has wound off about 12 extra seconds. And so we're not going to play a full 17 minutes unless they fix that. But we'll continue playing on here with under 6 to play in the period. Along the Wayzata wall. This one worked here as they continue to try and get this one out. Right in the middle of all that for Wayzata was Jay Lindahl. Lindahl will come way up the boards hoping to get a pass. Delayed offsides now. The Knights will tag up. Banked up the boards as Ness will move it forward for Lindahl and into the zone. Olhoff leaves it off. Behind the net now. Banked now up to the point. Held on to. Here's the shot there by, looked like Reese Gardner for Wayzata. Didn't get through the traffic. Now Gardner across the line again, but they're offsides. 5:02 to go in the first. Shots are 5 apiece. Not a ton really for either team so far. Neither team really has had any prime scoring chances either. We're getting a lot of neutral zone play here in this first period. And speaking of the neutral zone, the faceoff will be in it as Wayzata wins the draw. Oh, a bad bounce off the boards. And once again, that puck came dangerously in front of the zone. Now flung in deep. Vanilla will let a teammate pick this one up. Thrown back and up ahead as here come the Trojans. Kimlinger dishes off. Here's the wrist shot, sticked up in the air and up to the corner. And that was a good shot there from Wayzata's Jack Siemens. Up ahead, here come the Knights into the zone. And here's the shot that missed the net high off the stick of Fleming. Eric Bonello didn't have an opportunity to save it, but was ready if need be. Now Kimlinger up the ice. Olhoff will get some assistance here from his defense. Kept in. Here's Peters back to the point. Wrister towards the goal, they score! Wayzata strikes first. It's 1-0 Trojans. We'll see if we can get a look at this one here on the replay. This play kind of developed along the left wall.
16 from 12 and 25.
And it was Kimlinger that ended up burying it on the shot. So get the scoring summary here. That is Kimlinger from, looks like Schneider and Peters. And the numbers on that would be 16 from 12 and 25. So 1-0 lead for Wayzata thanks to Jack Kimlinger, and he had a goal last night too, so that's goals in 2 straight now for Jack Kimlinger. Offensive zone draw for the Trojans, 3:40 to go in the period. .340 to go here in this first period. Wayzata getting a goal just a few moments ago from Jack Kimlinger. And that is the difference maker up to this point. They'll try and get it out here as it's worked up along the wall. And down low into the corner. 3:27 to go in the period. In the slot, quick turnaround try just sailed over the top there of Olhoff. Banked up, but not out. Slow wrister. And now forced to the corner by the Knights as they move it up. Here they come into the zone. That one off the tape of J.P. Johnson as he goes hard into the wall. Gets back up on his feet. Moved down low by Coet. And right out in front, lost between the wickets as now it's a jostle for possession. Picked up by the Knights. They just keep it in at the line. And the wrister will go back behind the net. Now played to the corner by the Wayzata Trojans, looking to move up ice now as will be moved over defense to defense here for St. Michael-Albertville. Wayzata quickly back into the zone as Olhoff will let it go behind him. 2:20 remaining in the first. 1-0 lead for Wayzata. Here comes Luke Leyland now with speed. Luke Leyland, nice move into the corner and will be played up along the boards. Luke Leyland is tendered, if I'm not mistaken, to the Minnesota Magicians of the NAHL next year. So we'll be playing at a very good level of junior play. Here they come again. Dishes it off, Fleming, backdoor, and they score! Nice pass. And it's finished at the far side by Casey Leyland. And the Knights have tied it up here with 1:49. Let's watch this on a replay. Into the zone, it was a nice entry. Ooh, that was close. That could have been an offsides against the Knights. And the goal's gonna count, but looking back on that one on a replay, oh, looks like he just kept the line. So good work by our producer, David Hillen, checking that one on the replay. So 1:49 to go in the first, and St. Michael-Albertville has evened the game up thanks to a goal from Casey Leyland. Back to get it for Wayzata is Kyle Mortensen as he'll play it up ahead. Siemens shooting glove save, and that will get the whistle. Assists on the goal for St. Michael-Albertville, Alec Waller and Adam Fleming on the secondary assist there for the Knights. 1:28 to go in the first. This will be chopped up the boards, and St. Michael-Albertville will move it up ahead. Taken a hold of by Tucker Ness. So he'll move it back up ahead. Now gathered in at the blue line by the Knights as they try and force it back in, but quickly back the other way. Here comes Wayzata. Here's Keller, shoots, and that one missed the net off the glass. Keller will lay it along the wall now as he gets roughed up by a couple of Knights. In there as well was Peters. Puck slipped out momentarily, but back into the zone as St. Michael-Albertville tries to move it out. Coet up the boards, connecting there with Nick Lemaire and into the corner. Here comes Peters in the defensive zone. And penalty coming up here with 29 to go in the period. And I believe this will be against St. Michael-Albertville. So we will see what we get here on the clock. Looks like going to the box here is number 28 for St. Michael-Albertville, J.P. Johnson. So that will set up power play here, 29 to go in the first. This will carry over into the second if Wayzata does not score. So Lutke will take the draw and try and get it for Kimlinger. Now Kimlinger spinning away from the trouble. Lutke picking up the change. Here's Lutke around the outside and bumps it back to the point, and now over. Held on to at the line. Move down into the right boards. Hooking the call on Johnson and worked out of there by the Knights. Here they come. Here's a breakaway for Fleming, and he missed the net. And that will do it for the first period as he tried to beat the clock there at the end of the first. So good first period as St. Michael-Albertville gets it even late in the period. And Wayzata had the first goal, and they give up the second to make it 1-1. So Trojans power play coming up when we get back here for the second period. We'll take a break and step aside. Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville even after one.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamite's, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those four areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamite is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. We might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Back to the action at the Plymouth Ice Center. Period 2 underway here between St. Michael-Albertville and Wayzata. And we lost our stream there for a moment, but we are ready to go for period number 2. Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville even at 1, and Wayzata looking to strike there, but that one's cleared down the length of the ice. Keep in mind that Wayzata still has a power play for a little bit of time here, 57 to be exact on the power play, so that will affect how we start this period. Back behind the net, the Trojans have it and move it back to the point. Peters gave it away, or Wag rather gave it away, and so that will be a whistle for a stoppage here. 45 to go on the power play. Face-off will be outside the zone. Both teams will get a line change here. Now into the zone. Wayzata dumps it low. And this will be gathered at the line. And now pushed into the corner. Trojans still have it in the offensive zone. Over on the right side now, back up to the point. Here's the shot, save, and a rebound cleared up to the point where Lutke has it. Lutke had the game winner last night in overtime for the Trojans against Hill Murray. A very, very nice snapshot goal that snuck by Hill Murray's goaltender, Remington Keppel. Now cleared down the length of the ice. That will do it for the St. Michael power play, or the penalty kill for the Knights as they go back here to full strength. Across the line, into the zone now. This one goes way up in the air. Look out, this one bouncing off some seats and down low into the corner. So out of play with 15-13 to go. Shots on goal up to this point are 10-7 in favor of Wayzata, who is technically the home team here today. And I guess this is really their home rink as well, so this is a home game for sure for Wayzata. And this does actually count as a late conference game as well, even though it's not the tradition in the, or this is the tradition at the PIC tournament, but since these two teams are late conference now, this does count as a conference game. In the slot off the mask there of Bonello. And another try misses the net. Back behind the net, St. Michael-Albertville trying to strike and get things back in their favor. They have not led this game. The first goal was scored by Wayzata, and then it was 1-1 into the zone. Here's Hayden Davison, and this one will go way up in the air and out of play. Whoa, that one went all the way up to the top there. A couple of little kids excited to get a free souvenir. But St. Michael-Albertville, this is their first year in the late conference. Them and Buffalo joining the original 5 members: Eden Prairie, Edina, Wayzata, Minnetonka, and who am I missing here? Hopkins. That's the last team of the late conference, the one that a lot of people tend to forget. Aren't quite as skilled as some of the other late conference hockey teams. Now back across the line, and a blocker save by Wayzata's Bonello in net. Up to the point. Wrist shot there blocked, and rolling around the outside now in the slot. Here's a perfect pass, and that one just missed the net. Good shot from Cody Kelly, but off the mark. Down low into the corner. As Wayzata will move it, or St. Michael-Albertville rather moves it back. Cody Kelly now connecting. Back to the point. Coet with the shot, sailing off the glass. And down into the corner. Big collision there. 13:43 to go in the second period of a 1-1 game. It's turned out to be a good one so far. And St. Michael-Albertville will continue to press here in the zone. Nice play in front, rolling around, and continuing to chop away was Miller. And Wayzata having a hard time getting this one out, and now they finally do. This will be an icing call against the Trojans, so back down to the other end, 13-19 to go in the second. Good news for the Knights is they at least have a goal so far in this one. They didn't score at all against Blake yesterday in their 3-0 loss. And that goal was scored by Casey Leyland for St. Michael-Albertville. Into the zone now. Big play along the corner. And now down back to the other corner. Here come the Trojans into the zone. This one bumped off and taken at the top of the circle. Giveaway here. Here's Keller, shoots into the glove and a stoppage. You'll see on your screen there's a little ticker going down at the bottom, and that is just showcasing some of the results that we have gathered from yesterday and then some of the games that were coming up today. Let's watch now. Actually, the replay wasn't really running for whatever reason. Here we go. This is the opportunity earlier in the game that St. Michael-Albertville had on the breakaway. That was back in the first period, but now back down to the other end. Knights into the offensive zone. Whacked at here as it's thrown wide of Garrett Bonello in the Wayzata goal. Down low and into the corner. Chance out in front here, scooped up by Wayzata and down. At neutral ice now as it's played by Kimlinger into the zone. Kimlinger drops it, shoots, and a save. Rebound, another stop by St. Michael-Albertville's Olhoff. Look out, that one goes into the stands, and I think somebody got struck.
You got many left in there?
So I'm not sure what our situation is here, but we had a fan that was struck by the puck here, I think, and we're having some people come down to look. And unfortunately, that's just kind of been the theme here this weekend. Had a kid struck yesterday, and luckily it wasn't very hard, but looks like we're going to be okay and keep playing here. So out at center ice now. Trojans defending in their own end. Leyland trying to get fancy with it, and it's flipped up off the boards and out of the zone by the Trojans. Whacked at now and grabbed a hold of. Leyland moves into the zone and thrown out in front. That one just off the tape as Wayzata will reverse it back the other way. Back in behind the net now, around the outside as the Trojans work. Good work at the line, keeping it in by Lewis. There's Lewis thrown out in front, didn't work out. And now down low into the corner. Back up top, swung over. Misses the net, looking for the redirect in front of the goal as it's poked up and chopped at here. And quickly fired right back into the zone. 10:53 remaining in our second period of play. St. Michael-Albertville and Wayzata even at 1. No goals so far here in the second. Podlak now into the corner. Back around the outside comes Jack Siemens. He'll cycle it back for Lewis and back up to the point as Siemens came right off the ice. Right up in front of our ice, Mike Kimlinger knocked to the ice. Quick snapper, and that missed Bonello wide, and so it'll be tracked down here by Connor Coet. Off the boards, and this will be an icing against the Knights here with 10:15 to go. So again, on your screen at the bottom is just some of the scores from yesterday and then the games today. We'll see if we can get results updated from those games. I know Benilde St. Margaret's and Lakeville South were playing earlier today, as well as you had Cretin with an 8-4 win over Centennial. There's a quick opportunity held on to for the stoppage. Huh? Back in play now behind the net. Looks like we're having a little issue with our soundboard here, so we'll work on getting that fixed for you. Now this one touched up, and this will be a hand pass, so we'll get a stoppage here, 9:58 to go. Face off in the offensive zone for Wayzata here. Off the draw, the Knights will move it up the boards. Back underway. Here's a shot from Keller, and it's in the back of the net. Big a shot and a goal, and the Trojans have made it 2-0, or 2-1 rather. Let's watch this on a replay here if we can. Faceoff was at center ice.
42 from 12.
And then Keller buries it here on that side. Good job on the finish as he gets the goal to put Wayzata up 2-1. And that is a big goal for the Trojans, who get their lead back now. We'll see who gets the assist. I just couldn't hear the PA announcer or the referee. Here come the Trojans again into the zone. Siemens right out in front, fought off. Schneider getting the assist there. Just the one, it looks like, on the goal. Now right at the line as it's played out here in St.Michael-Albertville into the zone. Penalty coming up here, and we'll get the stoppage. We'll see what we get. 8:59 to go, but we are going to have a penalty here against the Trojans. So this one will be against Ben Lutke as he'll sit for 2. You can just leave that as...
I wanted to make sure it was Wayzata first.
No, what I'm saying though, here we go on the power play now for St.Michael-Albertville. Big chance to try and tie things up. Here is it's moved over Leyland into the corner. And back Leyland right there looking for the back door, but cleared down by the Knights, or the Trojans rather. Interference the call on Ben Lutke. And backhanded into the zone. Knights controlling it now. Here's Coet along the wall, swung across, tape to tape. Pad save, rebound, just missed the net. And the follow-up now played by Leyland and back up to the point. Coet shooting, just getting a piece of it was Manel. Although one-timer right off the boards, missed the mark as well. So Leyland pinned up along the boards and finally worked out of there as Coet will play it up ahead. Knights on the power play here for another 56 seconds. Here's a chance, they score! What a snipe by Adam Fleming, and this game is tied at 2. Power play goal for St.Michael-Albertville. Watch this on replay. And you see that Fleming had all sorts of room, and then he got knocked to the ice after. And again, one more time, big shot, big snipe, big goal for St.Michael-Albertville as they have evened this game up here with 7:51 to go in the second period. So it'll go back behind Garrett Bonello. Kept in at the zone. Trojans trying to get rid of it here. They are all sorts of jammed up in their own end, and now they will finally move it out. Now across the line, Schneider holding on to it, back behind the goal. Keller in this line that got the go-ahead goal for the moment by Wayzata is out there, so they're trying to get them back in the lead. Here's the shot, bad bounce for the Knights, but this one stays out of the net, so we'll get the stoppage now. 2-2 the score. Wayzata and STMA have alternated goals all the way throughout the day, and it's been a really good one actually so far. Wayzata has been red hot on the year, STMA not so much. We get another whistle on the face-off. Again, on your screen at the bottom is the ticker. These are just some of the scores from yesterday's games and some of the games that we have to look forward to here today. This one up in the air as it goes out of play. Another face-off into the corner. 7:06. This will be to the left of Olhoff here. Shots have been pretty equal. 17 for Wayzata, 15 for the St. Michael-Albertville Knights. Out of the zone now. Knights into the zone, holding on to it, dropping it off. Here's a big wrister, and it missed the net on the mark there. Good shot attempt, but not so much working out. This one an icing now against the Knights, so we'll go back into their territory. .6:44 remaining in the period. Knights and Wayzata Trojans. Here we go off the face-off, taken a hold of by Connor Coet as he will look to move it up the boards. Played into the zone as it's dished off along the side. Now taken a hold of by Casey Leyland, tripped up at the line, and it's offsides here. .6:25 to go. Your scoring summary so far for this game. Wayzata opened it with a goal from Kimlinger, and then St. Michael-Albertville countered with a goal from Casey Leyland. Then Jake Keller made it 2-1 for Wayzata, and then St. Michael-Albertville evened it up on a power play goal from Adam Fleming. Holding on to it is Leyland now along the boards as he moves it off. Shot from Fleming blocked. Kimlinger trying to get it out. He can't. Kept in. Fleming shoots, save, and the rebound is scooted to the corner by Wayzata as they get it out of the zone. Off the boards there by Carson Peters and down the length of the ice. 5:56 to go in the second frame. Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville in the first of two games that these teams will play against each other. They will also play on Thursday, January 9th, and that will be at the Albertville Ice Arena here, or up in Albertville. And again, that'll be 7 o'clock on Thursday the 9th. That's a late conference game. Keep in mind, for those new, that St. Michael-Albertville is a new member of the Lake Conference this year, along with Buffalo. Now to the zone now as Leyland will play it up ahead along the line. Dished off on the far side, poked at there as Wayzata will get it out into their offensive territory. Lewis playing it on the forecheck, out of play. So another stoppage with 5:25. And it will be interesting to see too how St. Michael-Albertville and Buffalo adjust to the late conference schedule. They're going to be playing a lot of really good teams. Edina, Eden Prairie are pretty much always at the top. Eden Prairie #1 right now in the state. And Edina always in the mix as well. They've been off to a rough start, but So is Minnetonka. But Wayzata is a very good team this year. They started out 0-3, but they've been on a roll since, especially with a big win over Hill Murray last night. Now up along the boards and into the corner. Trojans right out in front. Here's a shot that missed the net. Cycled back around to the other side. 5 minutes to play in the second. Down low it will go. Knights across the line, fought off by the goaltender Garrett Bonello for a whistle. 4:46 to go. Been a good game so far. Shots are even, score is even. First of 2 meetings between these teams on the season. This one, of course, is the tradition at the PIC Tournament here in Plymouth, Minnesota. Home of the Wayzata Trojans, as they play all their home games here in Plymouth. Great facility here at the Plymouth Ice Center, and a special thanks to Eric Halverson and the rest of his staff here at the Plymouth Ice Center for putting on this tournament and making it a great event for high school hockey. Knights trying to strike here late in the period, 4:14 to go. Thrown up the wall now as it's a pad save, and a rebound dancing its way in the slots and fired back below the goal line. Coming up next here on mnhockey.tv, we'll have Hill Murray and Cloquet Esco Carlton. Lumberjacks and Pioneers, both teams coming off losses in their games yesterday. Fired high and off the rail, so we'll bounce right for the Knights up at the line. Here come the Trojans back the other way. Big wrister, scores! Charlie Podlack buries it, and the Trojans have a 3-2 lead. Watch it on replay. You can see this play develop, and a perfect pass from Lewis, and Podlack snipes it, gives Wayzata the goal. So that makes it 3-2. Big goal there for Wayzata here late in the period to get this game at 3-2. So Trojans back out in front now. This one over the top of the glove of Bonello. Now up through center. Podiak trying to grab it again now. And thrown up the boards, but not out. Or now out as this one's played in the neutral zone near our ice mic. Big hit at center. Now Wayzata trying to go back the other way. As they bump it forward, Lewis back ahead, and here they come. Wrister there, right on, juicy rebound gathered in nicely by Owen Olhoff with 2:43 to go in the period. Mask came off there for the goaltender Olhoff, so he'll get situated. Shots are 19 apiece right now, but our score is 3-2 in favor of Wayzata. Wayzata in Section 6 AA. If you were watching our Cretin-Derham Hall Blaine game earlier, we talked a little bit about how good that section is with Cretin-Derham Hall, Edina, Benilde St. Margaret's, Blake, Wayzata obviously here. Even Holy Angels is going to be a threat in that section, so really anybody's game. And Benilde was the preseason favorite to come out of that section, but they've been struggling lately. And Edina is always a team to keep an eye on. Wayzata has been red hot. Cretin-Derham Hall has been red hot. It's going to be a fun section. That'll be really the one I think that will be the most up for grabs. There's a couple other sections like that too, but 6AA stands out to me. 2:32 to go in the period, and then of course St. Michael-Albertville, they just made their first state tournament appearance a couple years ago in section, if I'm not mistaken, 8AA. As now the Knights will try and come back up through the neutral zone. Forced up off the boards, and here is Schneider. Schneider shoots, save there from Olhoff, who hangs on. 2:09 to go in the period. Our nightcap tonight will be Blake and Centennial. The Bears had a 3-0 win over the St. Michael-Albertville team you're watching right now. And Centennial lost 6-1 to Cretin-Derham Hall. So Blake at 1-0, Centennial at 0-1. And that will be at 7:30 estimated start time. May start a few minutes early. Face-off will be in the Trojan zone as Vanilla will get ready to face it. Here we go off the draw, taking a hold of for a moment. It goes down low in the corner. Leyland trying to get a shooting lane, but forced out of there by the Trojans. Big hit along the wall by Wayzata's Gavin O'Connell. Here's Fleming off the boards, and this one will go for an icing against STMA. So back down to their end, 1:37 to go in the period. This has been turning out to be a good game here. Wayzata was probably the pretty heavy favorite, I would think, against this Knights team that lost to Blake yesterday, and Wayzata had to squeak out a win over Hill Murray in overtime. And right now, the Trojans do have the lead, 3-2. Off the draw, clean win as they move it back. Ness slides it over. Big windup, redirected, and that one bounced off a couple of sticks there in front. 1:27 to go in the period. Davidson holding on to it. Back down low. Here is Davidson trying to wrap it around in front. Lewis with the shot, rebound. And it's forced to the corner as it's desperation. And the mask came off of St. Michael-Albertville goaltender Owen Olhoff. Let's see if we can take a look at this one on replay here. So you see Lewis trying to wrap it around, and then it looks like that's where about the mask came off for the Wayzata, or the St. Michael-Albertville goaltender, Owen Olhoff. We'll keep playing on though, with 1:12 to go in the second period. Now off the draw, backhanded up the boards. Now Leyland will play it in the corner, a minute to play now in the second. Up and into the scorer's box, so that will go out of play. 57.5 remaining in the period. Knights trying to get back even here. They have tied it twice, and they're gonna need to do it a third time if they want to have a chance and come back and win this game. Out of the zone, Wayzata will come, banked off the boards. Across the line, here's Keller. Keller, nice move, shot there, rebound, scores! It snuck through, and Wayzata has a 2-goal lead for the first time here tonight. We'll watch it again here on replay. Keller, and then
18.
looks like I was buried in front there by Jake Schneider. The assist will go to O'Connell on the goal. So Wayzata now has a 4-2 lead. 40 seconds to go now in the period. So we'll go back behind the goal. Flipped up along the rails. It finally goes down onto the ice. Quick snapper in for Vanilla, who hangs on with 28.7 to go. O'Connell getting the lone assist on that goal, by the way, to Jake Schneider. Now off the draw, the Trojans will take it again. 28 to go in the period. It will be played up by St.Michael-Albertville. Big hit along the wall. Into the corner now it goes. Nice job by Wayzata killing some more time off as they try and dig it out of the scrum. 10 to go now in the period. Knights take a hold of it. And just off the tape of Kimlinger to the boards. Sailed up and out of the zone, and that will do it. For the second period of play, Wayzata with a 4-2 lead after they scored a couple of goals here in the second period to take the lead. So we'll step aside here. Trojans on top of the Knights 4-2. You are watching MNHockey.tv's coverage of the Tradition at the PIC Tournament. We'll be back for the third period.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those four areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Huh?
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
Can you do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project
Okay.
that I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out. How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social, and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right
We're back for the third and final period here at the Plymouth Ice Center between Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville. It's the Trojans with a 4-2 lead after the second period of play, and they looked good in that second period after having a little bit of a slow start in the third period, or the first period, but they've looked better here, so they will look to keep it rolling as they have possession in the offensive zone. Up to the boards now, and Kimlinger will glove it down off the wall and played in the corner and now up the boards. Here come the Knights along the line. That one rolling around is a big windup and a great save by Bonello, who had to fight that one off in the meantime to make something happen. So nice job keeping this game at 4-2. Face-off will be to Bonello's left. We continue on here. Wayzata and St. Michael-Albertville. First of 2 games between these two teams this season. In front, bouncing around, and now cleared out to the point. This one turned aside, and Bonello will let it be played by some teammates here as Wayzata moves it up the ice. Another icing call here against St. Michael, or Wayzata, excuse me. So it will go back down to their end. Just about a minute and 15 seconds here into this third period. St. Michael-Albertville trying to get back even. They've done it twice already, but they're going to need 2 goals and more if they want to win this game. So now up the boards it will come. Dumped into the zone, and this will be played back in the corner here. And played up the boards now. Lewis trying to fight a man off. Nice physical play from him. Now good speed around the outside. Nifty little move there, and a great stop from Bonello as he had number 16 for St. Michael-Albertville. That, of course, means Zach Miller breathing down his neck. Good stop from him. Now Bonello will hang on and dish it off into the corner now. Trojans trying to move up ice. This one played on the tape. Nice pass in the slot. Good stop, and oh, it went in. It bounces off the glove of the goaltender, Owen Olhoff, and St. Michael-Albertville has made this a
10 from
1-goal game.
22.
So 10 from 9 and 22. That's for St. Michael-Albertville is, or for Wayzata rather, that's Drew Getz making the goal for Wayzata as they have a 5-2 lead now over St. Michael-Albertville. Misspoke and said that was a St. Michael goal. That was a Wayzata goal, so Getz gets the goal, and Wayzata now leads at 5-2 as we'll have an icing call against Wayzata here. Tucker Ness getting the secondary assist on that goal, and he, of course, had a nice goal last night on the power play for the Trojans. So now they are in the driver's seat. Pad save there, again, as it's played up, but not out. Into the corner now. Knights in front. Good job of the Wayzata defense, as they will now take it up ahead with a head of steam. Now look at Luke Leyland go with speed into the zone. Leyland ran out of real estate. Nice defense there from the St. Michael-Albertville, or from the Wayzata Trojans. Now off the boards and banked off as it will be played down low here by Wag. And below the goal line, the Knights will merge with it here. And they come across the line. Fleming, nifty move, pad save. as it is cleared out of there. Another save there by the goaltender Bonello, who's been busy here these past couple of minutes or so. Off the boards, kept in at the line, and a knuckler just missed the net there. Up the boards and played up along the wall now. Wayzata trying to emerge with it here as they play it across the line. Dumped off. Here's Schneider across. Nice pass and sailed into the netting there and out of play. So Wayzata trying to add to their lead. Not happening, as that one will be flipped up and out of play. If you're looking for some good girls hockey tonight, we'll have the semifinals of the Walser Invitational beginning at 5 o'clock. And the first game will be a good one, Breck and North Wright County. And then the next game will be another good one, Maple Grove and Edina. Some of the best in girls hockey, and Breck and Edina on a collision course right now to play each other. Those were the two champions last year in girls, and that's going to be a good game, so you can find it right here on mnhockey.tv if you're looking for some more good hockey. Across the line now, here's a shot, save, rebound, steer to the corner as Lewis tries to play it there. Now back behind the net, backhanded in front as it rolled off the tape. Now, shot from the point didn't get through the traffic there, and so worked out of the zone by the Knights, trying to move up on center. Now dumped in past the body there of Olhoff, has to fight that shot off and get the stoppage. And we'll get the clock adjusted here for you. There is 12:19 to go in the period. Here we go, off the draw, Trojans winning it here. Now Knights trying to move it out of the zone, kept in at the line. Nice bounce in front on the backhand, rolling around near the circle, but it's moved out of the zone. Here they come now, St.Michael-Albertville, as it's Coet off the boards and taken a hold of by Tucker Ness. Up in the air right near our ice mic as it lands back at ice level now. 11:45 to go in the third. Wayzata has taken control. This is a pretty similar game to what we saw with Cretin-Derham Hall and Blaine. Raiders and Bengals played a really good one for 2 periods, and then the Raiders, Cretin-Derham Hall, just ran away with it at the end, and they won 8-4. Would have been 8-3, but Blaine scored a goal with about a second left. That did count, so 8-4 the final there. Up along the boards now, near the top as it's worked there and into the corner. Sent back around to the other side. Knights trying to get it out of the zone here, but having a hard time doing so. Right back around, and this one will go out to center. And Wag will have to hustle to get it off, and a shot was turned aside, and we get a penalty here against, I believe, Wayzata. We'll see what the official call is here in just a moment. Actually, no, we're not going to have a penalty. Maybe we are, not sure. So here we go, 10:45 to go in the third. Knights with an offensive zone draw. So they win it back. It is a penalty. I did not see the player in the box. That's against Wag here for Wayzata. In front, Knights trying to strike on the power play. Back the other way. This one will get past, and it's a 2-on-0. Here is the slowdown and a save, rebound, and Keller just can't get it in there for the whistle. So 10:13 to go in the period and 1:29 on the power play. It was a nice chance there. Shorthanded for Wayzata. Up the boards now, played by the Knights as they look to move up through center. So we'll go back around to the other side where it'll be played by Luke Leyland for St. Michael-Albertville. Along the corner now and down low. This one will sneak back by, so the Knights will go and get it. Minute 3 left on the power play. This is an ice here against St. Michael-Albertville, so they will go back down to the other end. 55 to go on the power play, 9:39 to go in this game. 5-2 lead for Wayzata. Face-off won by St. Michael-Albertville, and they'll sail it off the boards. And Ness will go back to play it here up ahead. Right along the Knights bench, grabbed by St. Michael-Albertville's Nick Lemaire. So play it into the zone. Tucker Ness going back to get it along with Reese Gardner. Now long pass complete. Here's Lutke slowing it down and lost the handle as that was a good back check there from Nick Lemaire. Now Lemaire's pass intercepted at the red line, and so it will go into the corner. Now thrown to the far side, chopped at here, and taken a hold of. Here comes Wayzata into the zone. Big wind up and a nice stop there from the goaltender as the Knights come back the other way. Back to full strength are these teams. Held on to in front of the nets, and that will go down, and now here's a breakaway. Here's Keller on the backhand, shoots off the post. Penalty coming up here. We'll see if it's a shot or just a penalty, and it is going to be a penalty shot. So a penalty shot now for
7 darts with the penalty, okay? Got to put that down in the book, all right?
Connor
And it's a
Coet.
penalty shot, all right?
Will get it with 8:25 to go. So, Coet is the penalty, and now we'll have the penalty shot from Jake Keller, trying to make it a 6-2 lead for Wayzata here with 8:25 to go. Jake Keller can pretty much put this game away here with a goal. So here we go. Keller on the penalty shot for Wayzata. Whoa! Stumbles and falls, and it's a wide open goal. Oh my goodness. Owen Olaf went down, and I have never seen that before. Olaf just completely stumbled.
42 with the goal.
And that was unreal. Let's watch this again on replay. And you saw Olaf was way out. I'm not sure what he was doing so far out of the crease, but then he just stumbled and fell, and it was an easy walk-in goal. That was bizarre. And so Wayzata makes it 6-2 here, and a goal on the penalty shot by number 42, Jake Keller. This one sails off the glass and down the length of the ice. Boy, St. Michael-Albertville starting to implode here in this third period. Now back behind the nets as Wayzata will move it. Up along the boards now, Wayzata trying to move it out. Mortensen floats it up in the air and gets it back down to center. And on the backhand now, is this one, did it go in? Hang on here just a moment. Officials, their arms up in the air. And I think Wayzata wants that to be obviously in the back of the net, but think it will be no go. So we will get a whistle, 7:38 to play. This one goes back behind the net now after the face-off. Wayzata trying to move it back down low here again. Knights will bank it off the boards and try and move it up. Off the wall. Taken in by Lindahl. Here's a shot from the point held on to, and a whack of the stick, and now here we go. Some pushing and shoving after the play. Owen Olhoff did not like that extra shove there. So that will set up another whistle, or another face-off here to the left of Olhoff. 7:11 to go in the third. Clean win, and here's the shot in back into the glove of the goaltender. Here we go on the face-off. Kimlinger to take it for Wayzata. One back by St. Michael-Albertville, not out of the zone though, as they come up with it at the point. Here's Ness holding on to it. Ness shoots, locked in front, rolling around, and it will be played off the glass and out of the zone, as Ness will go back to get it. No icing here against St. Michael-Albertville. Ness tripped up, and that's a pretty clear penalty, as this one flipped wide of the net with 6:39 to go in the period. Tripping call against St. Michael-Albertville.
Interference.
So 2 minutes on the trip there, and that will set up a Wayzata power play. They already lead it here by a score of 6-2. Even more time to work with now, as this puck will come out of the zone and be played by the Trojans. Now at neutral ice. Trying to be taken a hold of here by the Trojans as they whack their way into the zone. Dumped off, intercepted, and into the corner. Siemens with it along the wall for Wayzata. And now swung over by the Trojans at the point. Here's Wag, and that one's lost. Leyland gonna go hustle after it, way out to play it. Look out. Here is Fleming. Nice stop. Great job by Garrett Bonello getting back into position there for the Trojans. Tie up back below the goal line, and now Wayzata will just move it up here on that right side and speed into the zone. Here's Schneider around the outside, a wraparound save and a rebound. No rebound for the Knights there. 5:36 to go in the third period. Wayzata will conclude tomorrow the tradition at the PIC Tournament against Blaine. And Blaine will be hungry for revenge after a tough loss earlier today against Creighton-Durham Hall. They were in it really for the first two periods. It looked like it was going to be a great game, and then the Raiders just absolutely ran away with it in the third. They got a lot of goals. 8-4 was the final. And that one got out of hand fast in the third. Here's a chance in front. Goaltender down. Now a wrist shot, and that one deflects its way to the corner. Ness pinching in to keep it here for the Trojans. 25 to go on the clock on the power play. Ness waiting, looking for a lane as he dishes off to the other side. Pinned up along the wall now. This one off the referee's skate, but kept in. Here's a chance in front. Stat save, a rebound to the corner. Kimlinger off the post. And now gathered in by the Knights as they make a quick change. Here they come across the blue line. Big shot there. Bonello, the save, and the rebound will go to the corner. And a tie up back below the goal line. Bonello makes the save, but some action here as Ness got tied up with a St. Michael player. Looks like for the Knights, that's Zach Miller. But 4:23 to go now in the third. It's been a dominating performance here from Wayzata. They started slow. They did get the first goal, and they let St.Michael-Albertville stick around for a little bit. Now here's a quick wrister save by Olaf. Rebounds escorted to the corner there by Cody Kelly. This one will go down the ice now as it's taken by Joe Tomzik. Wayzata up the boards now. Here they come across the line. Dumped into the corner. Bad bounce in front and cleared to the corner there by the St. Michael defense. Now they will move it up off the glass as it will go down. No icing. Officials will let it play on here as Lindahl sends it up ahead. Davidson sending it to the far side where Hodiak will play it. Kept in at the line. Big wrister here and a rebound. High off the glass, they score. Looked like it was Hodiak that added another one. And it's going to be a 7-2 lead now for the Wayzata Trojans.
From 5.
Let's watch it on replay. Right place, right time there. And Podiak gets the goal. So that makes it 7-2 here with 3:20 to go in the third and final period. Trojans have dominated here in the third. Very similar to our Blaine Cretin-Durham Hall game. Up to the point now. Held on to. Nice maneuver. Off the glass. Kimlinger trying to play it there for the Trojans, but now the Knights move up ahead. Here they come into the zone. Nice feed across there from Dylan Blunt, but nothing working out for him. So Knights will go back and get it. 7-2 your score now. Icing against St.Michael-Albertville. And so it'll go back into their end. So clock stops at 2:37. Tomorrow, Wayzata, again, we mentioned, will be playing Blaine. St.Michael-Albertville will be taking on, let's see here, they will be taking on Hill Murray. So another tough test for the Knights tomorrow. They played a Blake in their first game and lost 3-0. So difficult schedule for the Knights here as part of this tournament, but that's just how it goes sometimes, and they'll just shake it off and get back on the right foot tomorrow against a Hill Murray team that will be playing in our next game against Cloquet-Asco Carleton. Olaf will hang on to it here. 2:08 to go in the period. Hill Murray again and Cloquet-Asco Carleton coming up in about 45 minutes at 5 o'clock or so. And that will be right here on mnhockey.tv from the Plymouth Ice Center. Down into the corner now, pinned up along the wall as we hit the 2-minute mark. Knights out of the zone they come, rolling around, and Fandon on the entry, and now banked off boards. Referee knocked there with the puck and a stick. Now back behind the goal line. Wayzata trying to work it here. Big hit there as Fleming got the wind knocked out of him. Off the glass and back down low as it's flung off the wall. Both teams starting to get pretty physical here in these final few minutes. Pass in the slot, save there by Olhoff. It's sent around the other way by Lutke in front again. Now good keep by Ness at the point. Again, these teams will meet again on January 4th. And that will be at St. Michael-Albertville. Actually, Thursday, January 9th will be the next time these two teams meet. So now we hit the 1 minute mark in the period. Down low in the slot, shot there was blocked. Wayzata buzzing again here in the offensive zone, looking for their 8th goal of the game. Kept in at the line, good keep. And it'll float its way to the corner. We're gonna have a penalty coming up here. So that will stop the clock here with about 36 to go. This one against Tucker Ness, it looks like. Cross check on him. So STMA gets a power play, although this game is well but over with 35.6 to go. Off the draw now. This one will go back down low where it's taken a hold of. Bank pass around to the other side. Good defense there from Jay Lindahl. Back up to the point. Moved across. Pad save Wayzata, and that was Bonello again on the shot. Another save from him. STMA trying to work it towards the goal mouth, but nothing doing there, and that will do it here as time expires, and that will be the final. Wayzata 7, St. Michael-Albertville 2. This thing got out of hand here at the end of the second period, and then it was dominated by the Trojans the rest of the way. So Wayzata 7 and St. Michael-Albertville 2. Thanks for joining us here at the Plymouth Ice Center. We'll have Hill Murray and Cloquet Esco Carlton coming up next. For our entire crew, Natalie Stevens and David Hillen, I'm Matt Harrington saying so long from the Plymouth Ice Center.